7 o'clock, call meeting in order. Please rise for the pledge.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, Commissioner Hicks will not be with us this evening due to his son's in a Christmas program tonight, so he's going to be with his family this evening. Okay, can I get a motion to accept the minutes of December 4th?
So move.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Any motion to accept the financial report and payment of the bills?
So moved.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. Ken, you're up.
I have.
Good evening, Mayor and Council.
How you doing?
Good evening.
Good morning.
Everybody's doing good.
Good.
I just want to give you an update, a status report on the Elkton water and wastewater treatment facilities. In November, we had a terrific month at the wastewater treatment plant. And some of the numbers are extremely good. I'll tell you a couple of them. BOD was 2.5 milligram per liter, which is, the permit limit's 30, so 2.5 is pretty good. Suspended solids was 2.7. The total nitrogen was 1.7 milligram per liter. And of course, we try to get below 4, so 1.7 is as good as we can do. Phosphorus went out, total phosphorus was 0.05, and 0.3 is the limit on the phosphorus. So those numbers are outstanding, and we just we'll have another year completed, in another week or so. And next time I see you, I'll give you the yearly loadings, nitrogen loadings and phosphorus loadings for the discharge into the creek, Big Elk Creek. Don't have a lot of things to talk to you about. I do have a couple interesting stories. I think this one story you would want to hear about. A couple weeks ago, a week and a half ago, I got a call in the evening from a gentleman from the hospital, and he says, Mr. Benner, he says, we're having problems with the water quality coming into the hospital. The total dissolved solids have gotten high, and we had to shut down our dialysis machine. And I said, whoa, okay, that's not good. So basically what happened was the salt that was put on the roads to de-ice the roads washed into Big Elk Creek and forms total dissolved solids. And of course, our treatment process doesn't remove total dissolved solids. We actually add total dissolved solids in our process, which sort of compounded the problem. So we came in, and about half an hour after he called, and what we ended up doing to correct the problem was we shut the surface water treatment plant down, and we turned well 3 and well 1 on at their maximum rate, and we opened up the interconnection valve there on Whitehall Road and flowed from well 3 and well 1 into this zone, into the hospital pressure zone. And I say within an hour, maybe not quite that long, they had excellent water and were able to go back online with their dialysis machines. So that a lesson learned there. When we have these events, we need to bring in more water from the wells. And the reason, one of the things I wanted to say is about that is that next year at this time, hopefully we'll have our new 2R well online, and we'll have the new number 5 well online located next to the wastewater plant. So we'll have the ability at that time to process about 1,100 gallons a minute from groundwater to supply into the entire town.
You just mentioned what you've done to fix the problem when it happened. What happens in the next week or two if it happens again? We salt the roads, and then we gotta wait for a phone call to someone.
No, we've already.
How do you correct that?
I've already, the changes that we made, that we implemented that night, we're still doing that right now. And so I'm putting just about as much water from well 3 and well 1 into this zone as I am with the surface water plant.
Okay, the reason why I'm saying that, because in case of something does occur again, you've got to put something in place as a procedure so that someone else can follow. It's just if you know it, they don't know it, you've got to do it so that the whole organization or group would know.
Absolutely.
A procedure.
You're right on.
So,
Absolutely. That's
okay.
right. So, of course, I thought we were going to get hit again this past weekend. And so the operators on duty, they also, there's other things that we can do too. For instance, at the surface water treatment plant, we feed sodium carbonate, which for pH control and alkalinity adjustment, but it also adds hardness to the water and increases the total dissolved solids. So one of the other things that we did is we cut that feed rate in half. So instead of maintaining, for instance, an 8.0, 8.3 pH, we dropped the pH down to 7.3. So we cut that way back because at that point, there's no use adding more dissolved solids into the water when they were already high. So that was another thing that we did. But you're right, we had that procedure. And then the other thing is that we have a way now too also to monitor the concentration of dissolved solids in the raw water, so we can determine when it's starting to go up as a result of the salt being added on the road. So we're monitoring that also. So
This has never happened in the past with the salt? That it
no,
affected
it
the
actually
hospital?
happened last year to us. And I didn't tell you, I didn't relay it to you at
But
the
the
time.
hospital had the same problem?
Same problem, yeah.
Okay.
And we did basically the same thing to correct it. And
Okay.
and when it happened, I was like kind of stunned really that it happened. And but fortunately, we were able to correct it immediately. But it's something that we know now that it's we get a bad snow and we have to de-ice the roads, it's going to probably likely happen again. So we need to, when it happens, we need to cut back on our surface water supply and increase our groundwater supply. And the good news is, what I'm telling you is that hopefully next year we're going to have 2 more wells. That's going to double our capacity to do that.
So that they'll notify you if that was to happen? Is that how it went down
Yeah.
before?
Mhm.
So that way we
And also now, Mayor, I have a better understanding of what they're talking about. Honestly, I didn't before, and I knew that it affected, when you have dissolved solids in the water, I knew it affected the dialysis machine, but I didn't know what the numbers were. See, the limit on total dissolved solids is it's a secondary standard. It's not a primary standard because it's not a health threat to people that are healthy. And usually water treatment, you want to add total dissolved solids to the water because it actually makes the water taste better. Because but there's a limit. If it gets too high, it can then make the end part of taste to the water. And it can make it bitter, or it can make, it depends on what kind of solids you're adding. It could be salty if there's chlorides and things like that. But honestly, I did not detect. The water did not taste salty to me. So but the limit on the dialysis, if it gets over 35 milligrams per liter, they automatically shut down. So what they have is an RO system, a reverse osmosis process, ahead of their dialysis to remove total dissolved solids. So I'm sure that it got over 500 milligrams per liter for it to shut down because the RO system wasn't able to keep up. That's when they called me.
Because of the health risk going into the hospital, is there some kind of monitoring system that can be put on their line going into the hospital?
They do that, they have that.
But it's gotta be something that, not waiting until after it gets there before they call you guys. Someone should be able to notify you such and such is getting high, so you guys can automatically start turning the thing on instead of waiting until it gets to the point where they have to shut down. You understand what point I'm saying?
Right.
And I'm talking about you, or not you, but your company, putting in a procedure because, like I said, you said it happened before, now it happened again. The other operators may not be aware of that, but they need to have something that they can document to follow. In case, say you was out sick, God forbid that, and something happened, no one else knows what to do. So that's a very critical thing for me. You need to have something written down so somebody can say,
Well, I agree with you.
I need to follow that.
I think, I think what we need is that very thing at the plant. And because honestly, you know, total dissolved solids really is not it's not a test that is typically run at the plant. As a matter of fact, we don't run it because, well, the test, it takes about 12 hours to run if you do it according to standard methods. But there are other ways to determine the approximate amount of the total dissolved solids, and it's usually by doing conductivity, for instance, and it's close enough that it gives you it gives you a close enough correlation, but as to what the dissolved solids are, so that we can run that test on the raw influent on a regular basis, and then we can get baseline data, and we can see that when it starts to come up, because like I say, it would have to get to probably 500, 600, 700 before it would shut them down. So we could see that, because it's probably only normally around 100.
And I would be concerned of the other dialysis facilities within the town, that they're also aware of the procedure, whether the phone calls, who to call, or, because I believe there is one on Bridge Street.
I'm not aware of that.
Also. So, if it happens there, they should know what to do.
We should check that out.
Yeah. Okay.
Thank you, sir.
But anyway, we're going to implement that, your standard operating procedure at the plant for this.
Okay.
Thanks. Okay.
And the other thing I wanted to tell you is, on a higher note, I got my Christmas present early this year. My son and his daughter had a little baby boy last night. And it's been an interesting week. Interesting week. Had a baby boy.
And that was
Congratulations.
Travis and Allison.
Travis had oh man.
Yeah.
Last time you had one on Father's Day.
Yes.
Man, it was holidays.
It's pretty cool, isn't
Holidays.
it? I'm telling you. That's what I was saying last night. This is as good as the one that was on Father's Day. So
Getting a big family there.
a lot of grandchild,
Yeah,
a lot of
boy.
grandchildren. Yeah.
Very good.
So baby was 6 pounds 9 ounces, and he was 20 inches long, and they named him Charlie Samuel Benner.
Ah, very good.
So share that with you guys.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So your name wasn't involved. That's all.
Thank you, kid.
Merry Christmas.
Mayor Persona want to know when you're going to have something to eat out there so he can come out there and
Monday.
Oh, it's Monday. Now you know.
I didn't know anything about it.
Well, we're getting ready to send that out to you Friday, but let y'all know.
Thanks.
Have lunch. Hope y'all can make it.
I hope you can too.
All right, kid, thanks.
Thanks.
You like some babies.
Louis, you have them?
I do want to mention that Thursday, we're going to have the next meeting on Thursday, January 2nd, rather than, because the Wednesday would be January 1st.
Okay.
That's on our website already.
Okay. Well, we'll put that out on the web and
It's on there.
everything there. Okay, good. Okay, any old business? I don't have anything, Mary Jo?
Old business?
Yeah.
No.
Earl?
I have nothing.
Really?
Real simple, Mary Jo, what's happening downtown?
Well, I was going to put that under new business. Actually, Minnie Haynes Irish Pub will be opening the former Howard House this Friday night at 5 o'clock. Just the pub only. The restaurant will be in a few weeks. We also had another new business open last weekend, Coventry Country Crafts and H2H Antiques. Very, very nice store. And today I was with someone for Cozy Corner Cafe and Baked Goods. They'll be going into the old Brothers Pizza. So a lot's really starting to happen downtown. And Friday night is our big cash for Christmas, so everybody come out, spend some money, and every $10 gives you a chance to win more money.
Okay.
Thanks, no, that's good.
Well, along with that good news too, the other thing else is a lot of things are happening. This past week or so, we had 2 groundbreakings. Got a nice new Chrysler Dodge Jeep dealership to be under construction. They're clearing the lots now, and that should be up and running. Be under construction next year. And then we had the groundbreaking for our new senior housing project for the new jail. It's really great. Turn the jail into a nice senior project. Going to maintain the old jail. And that's, I believe he's going to start that construction next month. So they're anxious to get that started, get that moving on. So we'll have 2 big things moving on beginning of the new year. Other than that, that's the only thing I have is new business. Anything new? As you said.
How far is the
Merry
Wawa?
Christmas to everyone.
How far is the Wawa?
Well, he's still on there doing some things, moving on, doing his due diligence with the people, I think it is. He's going to let us know in a few months. He said he'd give us an update. Okay, you got anything?
No.
You got anything?
Oh, one other question. Officer Donnelly, I guess as we look at TV and see all the crime that's in Baltimore and in our surrounding areas, has that had any effect? Has there been an increase or decrease in what's happening here for you and your man?
Decrease.
Decrease.
Over the past half year, we've gone down close to about 15%.
That's great.
Fantastic.
Great.
Yeah, a real decrease of heroin distribution very recently, haven't you?
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Several arrests. In fact, one early this morning as a result of an investigation being done by our street crimes unit. Search and seizure warrant conducted on a house on Delaware Avenue resulted in the arrest of a person who had been arrested 4 previous times on drug distribution charges. So he's now arrested a 5th time, and he's sitting over in CCDC, the detention center, on about $100,000 bond. And an arrest the other night resulted in about $1,500 worth of heroin being taken off the street.
And certainly, I know I don't see the people downtown that we once saw, and same thing with, out to the mall as well. So I guess that's all good. Gives us a good name.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we're giving it our best, and got to give the weather some credit too. I mean, I'm not going to take all the credit, but we'll take the lion's share of it.
Good weather, bad weather, cold weather, or snow.
Yeah, cold weather keeps people in.
Okay.
No, because they've done 2 big busts so far in recent months.
Yeah, but that's a good point, and I won't prolong it. So basically, during the winter months, I guess across the nation, can I say, or with police department around, that you don't have the same crime that you do during the summer months, I guess because people have a tendency to stay in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pray for cold weather 12 months a year, then you'll be okay.
Okay.
So in the wintertime, your domestics go up a little bit.
Yeah.
We'll just stretch it longer, that's
Yeah.
all. Okay.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Anything else?
That's it.
Okay. Mary Jo, you have anything for the, you want to make a motion for,
Do we have anyone signed in? No?
no?
Oh, okay, I'd like to make a motion for a closed meeting to discuss personnel, please.
Second. Second. Okay, I have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. We will not be reconvening.
Wish everybody a Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas. Yes.